Alright, I got a little silly on that last one and I had to start again. Okay, so I took a little drop of RSO oil and now I feel kind of relaxed. Got a little bit of oil in this pipe, so it's going to take a little while for the RSO to hit me, so I can still talk to you for a bit. It's hard to see any smoke because there's not very much smoke, but there's enough for the medicine. So I had a little bit of a funny experience going to No Frills today. I got asked to remove my backpack, as does everybody there. I guess that might be how they keep their prices low, by asking everybody to remove their backpacks so nobody steals. Anyway, I was not happy, but I was very happy with the deals though. Like they say, they can't be beat, and I'm also happy that they got like that Shoppers Drug Mart joined with them for the points thing, because I just started collecting them. Anyhow, yeah, I got so many groceries for like 17 bucks. And what else can I talk about? Alright, so I've been telling my story and I'm thinking about how I could say this. Alright, so I have a terrible fear of trusting people. Like, I've had it my whole life. There's so many reasons for it. But like when I was 8 years old and I thought that I could trust moving into that place, I think it's where my severe anxiety problem kind of developed. And it was terrible, the panic attacks I would have. Like, I guess you could call it either extreme fear of my abuser or like some kind of horrible panic attack. Well, the first thing that would happen is if I even thought I saw my stepdad, I'd be so scared. And the other thing that would happen is that I would like, there was one more thing. Oh yes, my very first panic attack was shortly after I moved into my new home with my stepdad and my mother. They would force us to play outside, like in the very, very cold weather, and I would try to catch pneumonia so I could go inside, which was silly. But anyways, so I would panic. Oh, the RSO is hitting me. Excuse me if it's hard for me to talk. Anyway, so the walls, like, okay, I'll tell you this. That I would hide it, my point is I would hide in the apartment building where we lived so that I wouldn't have to go outside in the freezing cold, because Fort McMurray, it was so cold. Oh my god, like in the winter time, so cold. Anyways, when the fire alarm went off, it was sheer terror for me as a child. Like the walls caved in. This is the one time I remember this panic attack, my very first one, and the walls felt like they were closing in on me, and everything turned purple, and I was in this sheer state of horror, and I was 8 years old. And sometimes I feel like I was raised by wild animals, but they tell me they've changed. Except my stepdad, he's dead. I guess he didn't kill me. God took him from lung cancer. Although I would try to be kind to him and make up with him before he died, out of compassion and mercy that he never showed me while I was a child. So that was really actually a very profound thing that I went through, because he had threatened me so many times to murder me and shot me into little pieces and that nobody would find me. And God took his life. God took him and gave him lung cancer at 48 years old, and he died. Blood coming out of his mouth, he died. He died in my mother's arms. And actually, a story that I've written about many times, I'm not even going to say it's the absolute truth. I don't have to justify it. I'd rather it was a lie, so that the only thing that it would be for is attention, as I've said before. So fuck it. If people don't want to believe me, whatever. Anyhow, what happened was that he died, okay, and after some time had passed, my sister and I went to see my mother, and he had ashes. His ashes were in this urn with moose on them, and it was on the counter, not on the counter, on my mother's dresser. I lifted up the lid, and I poked the ashes, which had some chunks in it like bone, and the lights flickered in my mother's bedroom. And I often wondered if it hurt, because like he really badly wanted to cut me into little pieces, right, and to feel my corpse. And God took him and I touched his bones. And you know, it doesn't even feel like revenge. It just feels like justice. It feels somehow like some kind of justice that I didn't even hand out. Like, thank God I didn't take his life. Thank God I didn't take anybody's life or my own, because basically people in my high school killed themselves. There was 2 boys who killed themselves from bullying, like hung themselves dead. I'm sorry to say it that way, but that's what happened, and may they rest in peace, right? And that happens a lot with bullying in high school, and not just bullying, but the violence I faced at home. And like every time I tried to talk about it, my family would be manipulative. So now the way that I see it, like, ask yourself, if somebody's like, if you're in a position of authority with children, ask yourself, why are they acting like that? Ask themselves, why are they doing that? Ask the parents why. Is it just because they're bad? Are they trying so hard? Is it just this kid is terrible? Like, I mean, there's hope for technology that they could capture some abuse, but they could be so beaten down that they don't. I mean, it's the job of the community to help kids. They say it takes a village to raise a child. And although because of abuse I probably will never be a mother, my legacy I would like to leave is to teach the next generation of educators or whoever, like, you know, take care of this. Take care of this, please. Take care of this. Take care of kids, and don't let them go through what I went through. Give them a chance in the foster care system. That's what I believe. It's a better chance than being afraid for your life every day. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my experience with that. And kind of off topic, I guess I'm being kind of really impassioned. It must be my new vitamins. Anyway, besides that, in Scotia Centre, at that eating center where, I'm going to tag the police in this, because this is something that it is on my mind all the time. I used to live in the drop-in center for 9.5 months, okay? And, so in Scotia Centre, there's in front of the subway and beside the Tim Hortons, in that horrible area with the McDonald's, you know, high crime, everyone's so tense. They've got this dodgy seating area. They've got the security guards who are watching them like hawks, but, you know, they want to go home to their family. They're not armed. They're putting themselves in harm's way, policing things, and it's really dangerous, actually. You know, they don't want to die. Cops are in danger all the time. Like, I hate cops who are brutal. If they're going to beat people and kidnap them and take them on long rides or leave them out in cold weather or say stop resisting while they're beating them, then I hate them. And those ones, the bad ones, or if they're discriminatory against natives or black people or immigrants or transgendered people or gay people, you know, all of that. But if they're normal and they try to do their job and they try to help everybody equally despite their economic status, then I think that they're good, and like nobody should hate them or anything like that. It's just the corrupt ones that I have an issue with. But my point being is that seating area is a recipe kind of for disaster, and they like even the security guards who are unarmed are watching from a perch while they stare down. It's like some kind of operation. It's really troubling. I think that they should find either A, find another form of surveillance, or B, like keep it moving, or maybe remove that seating area, because it's very adversarial the way it is right now, and it always makes me happy when I pass by and there's no security guards. Anyway, I just have to speak up for that. So that's a couple of things. If you could keep up with this video, congratulations. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. I hope that I make a difference, even if it's just one person in this world who I touch. God bless you.